So all I know about these cards is I try not to spoil these things for me because I, like to leave them for the videos. First up, we've got Drytron here. I haven't spoiled it. I haven't read them yet. I just saw a bunch of discourse on Twitter complaining about, honestly, it's usually just like Samantha. It's just Scarlon. It's just Scarlon just complaining and arguing with everyone. So that's basically like the TLDR. But let's see what these actually are here. We've got Drytron. Nut. Sorry, I'm a grown adult. Drytrons are all level 1, right? Okay, so, new 2, is this what this is supposed to be? Level 1 light machine, cannot be, normaled or sent, must be by a card effect. If a Drytron is on the field, specialist from your hand or graveyard. Oh, so this card works completely different to the other ones, right? Alright, so it's just if you control a Drytron, special summon it. It's a free discard because it can summon itself from the, grave. So you contribute another Drytron to summon this. Okay, well, that's good so far. Let's see if it actually has a good effect here. Special to add a Drytron monster from your deck to your hand, except Nut. No, I want to add Nut. You can only use each effect once per turn. Isn't this card just cracked? You cannot ritual summon the turn you activate either of this card's effect except machines. Oh. Oh, okay. Interesting. Now, I think it's kind of cool that they lock you out of, that the ritual summon is locked, so it... Okay, so this is really cool. I like this. It's obviously not optimal in the sense that, obviously, the win condition of this deck is to be a completely annoying, toxic, worst thing the game has ever seen, Omni-Negate train of just multiple heralds. So I really like that they're changing the direction with this, honestly. That's really cool. I assume the deck is probably not going to change that much different in its win condition regardless, right? Like, this is probably still going to put up, like, a 4-material Apollousa. This is still going to end on a spell trap negate with the Mewtwo, with the Mew Beta, sorry. But I like that they're doing something different at least, at least, like, we don't get to play Herald anymore. If you do, maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't play this, who knows, we'll see. There's a new ritual monster, so let's see how good this guy is. Drytron Meteonis Alpha Draconids. Dad. What, nut equals dad? Is that what this says, huh? Any Japanese speakers? Nut equals dad. You can ritual summon this with Meteonis Drytron. Other Drytrons cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Only other Drytrons? Okay. Up to twice per turn when your opponent activates a monster effect. Banish Drytrons from your grave whose total attack equals or exceed that monster's original attack. Negate and destroy. Okay, they just remade Herald. Like, they just remade Herald and made the, made the negate part of it worse, right? Because you have to sacrifice Drytrons from your graveyard, which means you just lose all of your follow-up, right? Like, okay, sure. If this ritual summon card's owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect special ritual with 4,000 attack from your hand or deck, this is treated as a ritual summon. Well, it just floats into Draconids. Beta, I suppose, is cool. I don't know, like, it's just boring. It's just boring. I don't know what to tell you. That's my thoughts reading this. It's boring. It's an Omni-Negate, and is it Omni or is it Monsters? Quick effects, active monster effect. Okay, so it's just Apollousa, basically, with, like, a restriction on the summoning condition if you use the new card, and you sacrifice all of your follow-up with it. Yeah, it's just like, this deck just needs to, like, die. I'm sorry. They've given it support now, and my verdict is that I've decided that they try and take it into a different direction by giving it, like, this, restriction. Give it, like, a cool new machine monster, but the machine monster is just a negate, This deck needs just to die. Like, these are not fun decks to play against. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's just as simple as, like, the worst thing that happens for a new player is sitting down to play the game, and, like, these are the type of decks that exist, right? Like, any, like, garbage tier, animation or YouTube video or critique of Yu-Gi-Oh! That comes from the normies and outside of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Space, it's always like, special summon 30,000 times, stupid card, negating your card and destroying your hand and all that. Like, this is what this guy is. This is what this represents. This is the culmination of all of the bad things in Yu-Gi-Oh! In one archetype, is Drytron. Anyway, that's a little side tangent, but I think that, this design needs to be thrown out the fucking window. Let's see if this is a good, cool card, though. Meteorora Drytron. Okay, we got Lincoln Park Drytron here. It's a continuous trap. If a Drytron is banished, tribute a Drytron. Target up to 2 of your banished Drytrons, add them to your hand. Okay, so I guess, like, this guy by So, I like to call this problem designing, right? Now, what I mean by this is a little side tangent here, but Konami loves to problem design, right? So what they do is they create and they design a card that has an issue with it, that has an inherent flaw and problem. Then they make a card that fixes this problem, which you would think in context is like, oh, well, that's good because they're fixing the problem of the... But like what they've done is they've designed a problem for no reason, right? So what I mean by that is, for example, here, this guy banishes your Drytrons, right? To use his effect. Banishing your Drytrons is bad. You don't want to banish your Drytrons. You want your Drytrons to stay in the graveyard so you can have follow-up, so you can tribute and special summon them back out here, right? This trap card fixes that problem because it recycles those Drytrons. But, like, you didn't need to do this, right? Like, you just designed a problem and then fixed the problem with another card. Like, that's... I don't know. I call that problem designing. I don't like it. I think it's kind of bad, and I'm not a fan of it. Okay, so it's just 3 cards. Cool. Yeah, I really like Nut. I actually really like Meteora, but, you know, if they're going to do the problem design, then at least, like, make it, like, fun, right? Like, this is just so boring, right? Like, if we are going to do, like, it's not, like, the most uncreative thing ever. Like, it's still kind of, like, neat, like, you know, banishing to sacrifice, you know, your deck has a weakness, and then, like, you recycle them if you can pull this off. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, then we just made one of the most toxic cards possible for a support card, right? Which is just a generic negate. What did you want it to do? I don't know, not negate? Anyway, with all the BS Drytron Heralds was pulling, I ain't surprised they locked the deck into Machine Rituals. I think another good Ritual XC will make the deck competitive. They just gave you one. What is he saying? What is he yapping about? They just gave you one. This is just Herald. It's worse, probably, but this is kind of just Herald. It only stops monsters, but, you know. Dad finally came home after getting the milk. Quick effect, negate, say the line. Say the line. Simpsons meme, say the line. Yep, very cool. So it's not Herald? Yeah, it's like boneless Herald. It's multiple negates with a worse, like, requirement to actually do the negate. No, they are coming back. My first enemy for Master Dooley. Hey, listen, this was the metagame when the Master Duel was first released, so, you know. Oh, so now they print them with restrictions. This guy is so on point. Negate, destroy, ×2, tag into Chaos Max. Oh, I didn't even, like... I didn't even focus on this because, like, why would your opponent destroy this card, you know? I think, like, cards like that are like, these kind of defense things that they put on cards are usually quite poor. Because it's like, oh, if this card is destroyed or something, and it's like, well, okay, then your opponent's just not going to destroy it, right? Like, obviously, why would they do that? Just don't destroy it. Like, I think this should probably say, like, to give it a little bit more beef was be, like, something like, if this card leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, then it makes it really annoying to deal with, because then you're guaranteed to float into something funny, like, Can this guy float into, like, the Calamity Ritual monster? Is it, like, Chaos Dark Magician Max or something? And does it work? Because in theory, that could be, like, a funny float target, but it's, like, never happening. Nice. As someone who mainly loved to play this deck, I'm happy about this. Yeah, I bet you are. Guys, the big ritual is soft twice per turn. Summon the second one using the new trap if you have it in your hand. Broken enough, I believe. I like the support. I enjoy pure Drytron. Most of it's all its building is just solid for it. Okay, by the way, my verdict on this is this does nothing, right? This support here, these are, like, okay, decent cards, but it doesn't really change or do anything to the power of Drytron. That's my take on that. Okay, let's look at these 5 new other cards, though. Let's see what we got here. Well, this is a frickin'... Those are some arrows. Sheesh. Okay, anyway. We've got Shiver Take. A level 5 Light Thunder with 14 attack and 0 defense. If a monster whose original type is Thunder is sent from your hand or field to the grave, even during the damage stat, especially this card from your hand... I mean, this literally is just a Thunder Dragon monster, right? Surely? If a Thunder's effect is activated in the hand while this is on the field, special summon a Shiver token. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is literally just Thunder Dragon support. I don't think it does anything for the deck that much. It gives you bodies and tokens, helps you make some summoner, spam a little bit, but I don't think it really fixes the inherent issues with Thunder Dragon, which I don't really know what the inherent issues with Thunder Dragon is, realistically. I just think the deck is just not that great, I guess. I don't know. This is a fine card. I just don't think it's, like, what the deck needed, maybe? I'm not sure. Colossus token, you know? That's what's missing, realistically, by the way, is Colossus being banned is, like, one of the biggest issues. Deceive Blaster, the Matchless Turret, a level 5 light machine pen scale, 500, 2000. Negate all card effects and effects in this card's column. Damn, bro, they made Imperm into a scale. Damn, that's crazy. They made Imperm a scale. Oh, that's so funny. Well, I guess there's even more cards to play around now. Whenever you set your back row, you know, don't set them into the zones 1 and 5, I guess, right? You know, they might just get it negated. I think this also technically means that it's impossible to now play around every single zone card in Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you play around Relinquished and Transverser, you have to put your monster in Monster Zone 5. But if you put it in Monster Zone 5, they can scale this, and then now it negates that monster. So, well done. This guy has created a new dilemma. It is now physically impossible to play around every zone card. If there is a column with no cards, you can special this from your hand to your zone in that column. Okay, this just has to be broken for Pendulum, right? It's a level 5, it's kind of weak. Maybe if it was level 4, it'd be really good. But this is like just a free extender to help you make Electromite and Master Duel or beyond. You can only special summon it once per turn. Negate all cards and effects activated in this card's column. Even just like not even looking at like Pendulum, this is just like a really good card that can just be immediately put into a column. That's, you know, that's interesting. It's a body that you can summon onto the field and just put it bang in the like underneath like Apollosa or something. Your opponent has a 4-material Apollosa, just special summon this. That's kind of neat. Your opponent has a Baron or a Savage or something, just put it underneath the column. There is a card with no column, with column with no cards. Wait, no, that is not how that works. Wait, it does the opposite. You need no cards in that column. I'm just yapping. This card just doesn't do anything. What is the point of this card? It just doesn't do anything. Negate all cards effect activated in this card's column. Preemptive, put this in the EMZ and put something in the other. You can machine dupe this, yes. Okay. I guess if you end with this card, and then your opponent is forced into a situation where they can only summon into this column, this seems kind of bad. I don't know. The only purpose of this is making Electromite and Master Duel. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. Okay, anyway. DPE Jean Demore. What? They just named their card after House of Champs? Jean Demore? That is insane. Oh my god. Okay, so anyway, what is this? Level 5, 6, 7, 8? Oh, you could just read this. Okay. A generic level 8, Synchro. Interesting. This is Synchro Summon Special Level 4 Cyburst from your... Why? But negate it and you can't special for the rest of the turn except Cyburst. Oh no, guys, I can only summon Cyburst monsters. Oh no. Guys, I can only summon Oh no. Remember when you used to play like Dragon Link like a year or two ago and your opponent would flip Rivalry? And you'd be like, oh no, I can only summon dragons. Oh no. When your Cyburst monster battles an opponent's monster and inflicts battle damage, banish this and then inflict an equal amount to your opponent.
16 years of sub. Can I get a welcome to the pile?
I'm going to say thank you. I'll say thank you to all the subs after I finish these cards. Thank you, guys. So what does it do? It just does extra burn damage if it's in the graveyard. You can send this with Terahertz, I guess, to do some more damage, I suppose. I don't know. The grave effect isn't that important. I think it's probably because it just, like, floats into, like, a guy for you. Maybe? I don't know. Like, tuning, like, synchro cyber strategies, like, what are you playing this in? Ignister, maybe? Can synchro into this and then bring back a guy and then keep going. I'm sure this probably feels like it opens up some Ignister combos. It's Final Sigma support, so it's not that cringe. Lets you go up into Final Sigma. Oh yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, this literally is just like, because sometimes it's, because you need multiplication to realistically make Final Sigma, like with the good effect and stuff like that. So now you can actually just climb into it immediately. Well, at least it's the cool version of MathMech, okay? I'll say that. At least this is the cool version of MathMech. Shoutouts to John Moore, though. DPA John Demore. Is this like on purpose? Like, I just can't get over this. Jean d'Amour. That's just incredible. Anyway, there's a new Ixie monster, generic 4 here. It's a Dark Illusion Ixie. Wow, okay. Heretical Phobos Gobos. What a great name. Does that mean anything? What is that? Is that a word? Phobos Gobos? What is this? Like a Latin freaking curse or something? Literally just a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Okay, cool. You can target an effect monster your opponent controls, negate it, and if it battled this turn, you can take control of it. Interesting. This is a quick effect. This card has an illusion material. You can only use the effect once per turn. This card battles a monster. Neither can be destroyed by that battle. Kind of neat, I guess. So you can just... You can summon this as, like, a rank 4. Target something to, like, force a negate. Like, target Savage Dragon.
Nerd.
You know?
How
just
dare
to,
you talk shit about Drytron?
Thank you, Sato. You just make a generic rank 4. You could negate Savage, and then just attack something, and then you fulfill the condition of Zeus, I guess. This just feels like a Zeus maker, basically, is what I'm seeing here. Okay, cool. Astral World Tree Illuminati. That's what I'm calling this. This is the Illuminati. This is right here. This is the Illuminati. Everyone, look. It's him. John Illuminati. There he is. This is the guy who's been controlling the world. 3+ effect monster, so it's generic, and it's a big L arrow. This is just an L. You can only control 1 Illuminati. Each time your opponent specials a monster face up during the main phase, gain life equal to that monster's attack. Well, looks like we have something to pass on in time, huh? Interesting. To be fair, if you have 5 link materials worth of monsters, there are probably better ways and win conditions for you to achieve time. It's really sad that we actually even have to mention and talk about this, by the way. Just saying, but yeah, like that's this just literally has no purpose other than to be a time card. Quick effect, pay life in multiples of 1,000, max 3. This gains that much attack. Okay, so I mean, if you're in a situation where you're like close to time, but not so close that you can just agave burn and win, you can be in a situation where, you know, if there's like there's a decent amount of time left on the clock, you can just make this. Your opponent probably has to special summon because it's 2024 Yu-Gi-Oh! And every time they special summon, you're just dogwooding. And then if they try attack it, you know, you can pay life and probably not enough life to bring you under the threshold where it can boost itself. Something like that, right? So, yeah, I guess this just seems like a time card. Make it with IP, potentially. Yeah, on your opponent's turn, you know, just the activated effect to special summon, chain IP, link into the Illuminati. The Illuminati gains a bunch of life points. And you win in time. Yeah, okay, cool. So anyway, overall, I do see some usage here. This is definitely like a good card in Thunder Dragon, I think, if they bring back Colossus. This card is weird. I don't know. I don't see what you're doing with this other than making Electromite and Master Duel. Jean Moore is now a really good card for those who are planning on watching Market Watch. And if they're thinking about buying some cards, then they can take advice from this Synchro monster. This thing seems like a good Zeus enabler. It feels like Fortune Tune kind of for like rank 4s, sort of, I guess. Like, that's kind of what this feels like. And this thing is also kind of probably going to be a toxic time card. All right, let's read the comments. Final Sigma can now lethal through a 4,000 attack monster. There it is. The Cyber Synchro is actually not bad. It's good because it's the good math mech strategy, not the bad math mech strategy. Hard to lose with 20,000 life points, huh? Exactly. Mushroom is a Thunder support that I think will see a fair amount of use. Turret is interesting. Floodgate that I think could be interesting to play with. Did you just call this interesting? Did you? Muted. So instead of using multiplication to double your monster's level, you can use this new Cybers to go into Final Sigma and use the Grave effect for even more damage. Sure, why not? There you go. The burn effect is... Okay, so that, in hindsight, looking at that more, it is definitely just a math mech card. Like, that card was made for Final Sigma OTKs. Literally, that card might as well just say, you know, second last Sigma. Because it synchros into the Final Sigma. My jokes are here all day, every day. This is a paid profession. Subscribe right now. Astral World Tree seems like a fun way to close out games in Rakia. My favorite deck. Crappy access plant. That's not what it's supposed to be. Crappy plant access. That's not what he's supposed... That's not the goal of this card, is to be access code. Oh my god. The point is that it triggers your aroma. Yeah, tell him, bro. Yeah, aroma cards. All right. Anyway. Okay, cool. That's the new cards. That's my initial thoughts and impression. Please, can you not post this on Reddit, making fun of me and MBT and etc. and calling us stupid because maybe 6 months from now someone breaks one of these cards? Okay? Like, maybe Matchless Turret becomes, like, a meta card. Alright? We don't need, like, you to make a video calling us stupid for not getting the take correctly on a first reading of our initial impression. Okay, alright. Anyway, bye.